Okay, so we're here with another banger. Well, I don't want to say another banger because this is kind of a sad thing that's going on, and I had other plans for an episode, but this is such a big deal that I had to do this episode. So I know we've talked about it before on this show. We've talked about illegal aliens, and it it's always another story, and it's always bad, and it always has to do with these fucking people who shouldn't fucking be here. And it's disgusting how anybody could gloss over it like, oh, it's just an illegal that killed somebody. Oh well, you know, Americans kill Americans, so what's the difference if an illegal kills an American? Like, do you hear what you sound like? You sound like a fucking retard. Like a literal fucking retard. Because of course it matters. It is a big deal. There is a huge fucking difference. Because if the person was never here, that person would never have died. When you're talking about an American killing an American, that's like wrong place, wrong time type of shit. Or that person has it out for you and decides to murder you. Or you run into a serial killer and fucking, he picked you because you fit his description. Those things are different, and those people are brought to justice and held accountable for what they did. And then you find out why and how and when they did the crime. But for an illegal, it's a whole different fucking story. Now you got to arrest and house this motherfucker in an American jail, which means your tax dollars are going to pay to feed this person for the rest of his natural life because they don't have the death penalty in Chicago. So they're going to have to feed this fucker for the rest of his natural life, and he's going to sit in fucking jail here. Unless ICE can get him and deport him and they put him in jail in his own country. I don't know how that would work or how that works. I mean, he did commit the crime here, so you would go to jail here. Just like any other country, if you go to another country and you murder somebody in their country, you're not going to get deported back to America and go to jail there. You didn't commit the crime there. You committed it in fucking England or wherever you were at. So you would sit in their jail. So your tax dollars are now going to feed this fucking person that shouldn't fucking be here in the first fucking place. So let's just be real about this. All right. So before we get into this anymore, I'm going to read my Bible verse. Do not let your heart envy sinners, but always be zealous for the fear of the Lord. There is surely a future hope for you, and your hope will not be cut off. And I read that because I want people to know and the families to know that there is no better justice than the Lord Himself, God, Jesus, whatever, that He is going to get His, and God's wrath is like no other. And in one of the podcasts I plan on doing, the religion podcast, it might have been in my first um, episode about it, but she says You fear the devil, but you don't fear the creator. How can you be afraid of something more than the person who created it? And that hit me, and that makes sense. The Lord created the devil. And if you're scared of the devil more than God, something's wrong with you, because you should be afraid of the Lord and not the devil, because God created the devil. So the Lord is scarier than the devil for the simple fact that he created that evil. And it's just crazy. So, what we're going to talk about today is this young girl. She's 18. Um, this was in Chicago, and she was walking down the street, or not walking down the street. She was walking on a pier, and uh, she was shot and killed. Um, she was a Chicago student. She was 18 years old. Um, so the 18-year-old Lola University Chicago freshman Sheridan Gorman, with prosecutors saying the suspect was hiding behind a lighthouse on a pier before he came out and shot her. Jose Medina, 25, was charged by Chicago police Friday with first degree murder, attempted first degree murder, 3 counts of aggravated assault slash discharge of a firearm, and one felony count of aggravated unlawful use of a weapon slash no firearm owner's identification card. Before Chicago police announced the charges had been filed, Immigration and Customs Enforcement asked local authorities not to release Medina and issued an arrest detainer. The Department of Homeland Security said a statement from DHS said Medina was a Venezuelan migrant who they said entered the United States illegally. He was expected to appear on court Monday, but was hospitalized and did not attend the hearing. Court officials later said Medina was being treated at the hospital for tuberculosis. A judge ordered him detained and appointed a public defender for the detention hearing scheduled for Friday. As the case continues, here what we know so far. Um, Early Thursday morning, Sheridan Gorman, an 18-year-old uh, Lola University student, was walking with friends from her dorm to her dorm near Toby Pines Beach, Pins Beach in Chicago's Rogers Park neighborhood when prosecutors said she and her friends went to the end of the pier to get a better look at the city and, according to her family, possibly even the Northern Lights. As they walked to the end of the pier, someone came out from behind a lighthouse and shot her in the back. Prosecutors said her friend fled and hid for cover, and Gorman was pronounced dead at the scene. Police initially said Gorman was shot in the head. According to campus safety from Lola, the alleged gunman was wearing a mask at the time of the shooting. Prosecutors in court Monday said the security video from around the neighborhood tracked a suspect to his home, where officers found a handgun with bullets matching one that killed Gorman. He was identified by a building engineer and his mother. According to the federal law officials, Medina is an undocumented migrant from Venezuela. Court documents show Medina faced a misdemeanor charge in 2023 for shoplifting. Medina did not show up for the court hearing, and a warrant was issued for his arrest. So he should have been in jail, basically. And nobody bothered to even look for him. and they knew he was illegal and should have gotten ICE involved, but they didn't. And they made no effort to track this guy down and find him and arrest him and put him in jail. Because if he was arrested and put in jail for this, maybe he wouldn't have been where he was to shoot that fucking girl. Even though this charge was in 2023, but he would have gotten caught by ICE. And if the state people were working with ICE like they're supposed to be, he would have been detained by ICE and shipped back home in 2023. But because Biden let him stay, this is what happened. At a press conference after Monday's hearing, 15 ward, whatever, individuals choose to engage in dangerous criminal behavior if they are non citizens. We should not welcome them. We should not give them sanctuary. Um, Susan Mendoza also spoke to the press conference saying allowing Medina to go back out has not curtailed his illegal behavior. What she needs is justice, Mendoza said, and what he needs is to be held accountable. I don't think anyone with any rational common sense would say anything other than he's a terrible risk to society. Um, and then we have this one. Um, what to know about the killing. This is details that the other page didn't have. The fatal shooting of Lola student Sheridan Gorman has rocked the community and attracted um, has rocked the school community and attracted national attention. Here's what we know about the incident and where things currently stand in the alleged killer's criminal case. Gorman was an 18-year-old freshman at Lola University, Chicago from Yorktown, New York. She was a member of the campus Christian organization crew and was studying business. Friends and family describe her as a kind, positive person who always had a smile on her face. She was full of life, kindness, and full of love that she gave freely to everyone around her. Gorman, Gorman's parents, who wrote in a statement that she made people feel seen, she made people feel valued, whether it was her friends or her family or someone she had just met. Sheridan had always had a way of leaving people better than she found them. A fundraiser is gathering donations for Gorman's memorial and a scholarship in her honor. Um, Gorman and her friends took an early morning stroll at 1:30 a.m. on March 19th to a pier in Tommy Prince Beach, just north of Rogers Park. They were hoping to catch a photo of the skyline. Gorman was the first to reach the pier and spotted the masked gunman, and he fired a single shot as Gorman and her friends fled. Her friends ran for cover when the shot rang out, but they saw Gorman on the ground and went to her aid, but she had been shot in the back, prosecutors said, not in the head, as police initially reported. She was pronounced dead at the scene, according to authorities. One of Gorman's friends who witnessed the shooting told the Sun Times that it didn't seem like it was intentionally targeted toward any of us. It seemed like he was there for a reason and we were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm guessing because there was not another shot after that. It was just one, the friend said. No, you weren't in the wrong place at the wrong time. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. You should never fucking believe that for 1 second. You had every right to fucking be there because this is your fucking country, not his. He had no reason to be there. He had no reason to kill that girl. What was the purpose of it? And like, you didn't shoot anybody else. You just shot her. Like, why? Why? It made absolutely no sense to me why she was the only person shot. Uh, Jose Medina, who was arrested, charged in Gorman's murder, he faces charges of first-degree murder. We did that, and he had tuberculosis, so his detention hearing was postponed until Friday. Uh, I hope he fucking chokes on his own blood and dies. To be quite honest with you, God forgive me for that, but fuck him. Um, Police recovered black clothing, a 40 caliber handgun inside Medina's apartment. Prosecutors said the gun matched the shell casing found at the shooting scene. The arrest report shows that police worked closely with U.S. Customs and Border Protection during the investigation. CPB used facial recognition to identify the man in the video as Medina, according to the report. Records show Medina was born in Venezuela and at one point lived in a temporary migrant shelter at the Leon Beach Park Field House. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement issued an arrest detainer on March 22nd, naming Medina before police announced charges. The Department of Homeland Security claims Medina entered the U.S. illegally. Chicago police have not commented on his immigration status. Prosecutors also did not share that information in court Monday. Of course they didn't. Why would they? Because that would mean they fucked up and they're not going to admit that. They're going to blame Trump, but they're not going to admit that they did something wrong and that they fucked up. Um, a month later, he faced a single misdemeanor charge for shoplifting $132.50 of merchandise from the State Street Macy's in June 2023. The judge issued a warrant for him in that case after he failed to appear for a court date. Records show the outstanding warrant is still active. Um, President Donald Trump and his administration have used Gorman's death to justify his push for mass deportation. Acting DHS Secretary Lori Biles claimed that the statement Gorman was failed by open border policies and sanctuary politicians. This isn't the first time the Trump administration has used a young woman's death to make the case that undocumented immigrants put Americans in danger. But they do. So what the fuck are you talking about? However, numerous studies have found that immigrants without legal status are less likely to commit serious crimes. Really? Really? The killing of Lake and Riley, a nursing student in Georgia, faced fatally attacked in 2024. That was by a migrant. Rachel Moran, Jocelyn Nungray, these motherfuckers that are killing people, drunk driving and driving semi trucks. Like, what the fuck? This was definitely a lib ass um, site that I'm on right now because who the fuck would say some stupid shit like that? Um, Hold on, I just want to see because okay, this um, the mother of the college student police say was killed by an illegal migrant spoke out days after her daughter was killed, refusing to address the man uh, accused of her murder. Jose Medina, 25 years old, blah, 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 was arrested Friday, allegedly killing Sheridan Gorman, 18, one day earlier. A police source earlier told Fox News that the Thursday shooting was apparent an ambush, adding that the suspect was reportedly wearing some kind of face mask or covering. Sheridan's mother told the New York Post, "We are going to get justice for Sheridan. We have a voice and it's going to be heard. We are beyond shattered." The mother and her family wouldn't be addressing Medina, saying they're choosing to focus on their daughter's life. "We are really focusing on this week, specifically on burying our daughter. We are really focusing on the beauty of her life. We are not addressing this man. We decided this week we're only going to focus on Sheridan and celebrate our beauty." Jessica Gorman said she's heartbroken after her daughter's murder. She spoke through tears. "When they say that your heart is broken or it feels like it's ripped out of your chest, it's real," Jessica said through tears. "It's so real. I wouldn't wish this upon anyone." According to ABC, an arrest warrant was issued and Medina failed to appear in court. We know that already. Blah, blah, blah. "The parents of Sheridan are taking this very hard. Tom said to me on the phone, every parent says their kid is the best in the world, but mine was." An arrest report obtained by Fox News Digital states that after the shooting, Medina was seen on video in his apartment building's lobby waiting for an elevator while he wasn't masked. A building engineer told police he knew the suspect, who had a very distinctive limp and gait. Gait? Yeah, I don't know. Images of the suspect were sent to the police database, U.S. Custom Border Protection, to identify. Okay, so we know that already. And this is not the only one we are going to talk about. So I have here that I want to play for you, and we'll talk about it as we go. The first thing I'm going to play for you is what this councilwoman said after the murder. And I'm also going to play for you what the person's reaction is after she says it.
Problem. I cannot believe that this politician said this about the student that lost her life. All the time, right? And they go out on the pier, they walk around, so that the kids were out doing normal things people do in the neighborhood. And it sounds like this might have been a wrong place, wrong time, running into a person who had a gun. They might have startled this person at the end of the pier unintentionally. So let me try to make sense of what this Chicago politician, Miss Hayden, just said about Sheridan Gorman. Are you implying that the actual victim here, Miss Sheridan, was at the wrong place at the wrong time, and that the reason that she got unalived by an illegal from Venezuela is because she may have startled the perpetrator, who just so happened to be carrying a pew pew? Let me tell you what actually happened. Miss Sheridan, who was 18 years old and she was a student at Loyola, she was walking with her friends near campus when the suspect, who according to the prosecutor said approached her and then unalived her. I'm sorry, she is the victim, not the individual that took her life. I don't care if you're in a bad side of town. I don't care if you're in a good side of town. I don't care if the person was asleep under a bush and you startled him and their response was to take your life away. The individual that lost their life is the real victim here. Why are we trying to protect and to try to salvage those that are committing crimes?
And he is 100% correct. When I saw that video, I was like, "You have got to be fucking kidding me right now. Did she really just say that?" Is that really what we're going to do right now? We're going to say that it was the victim's fault and she scared him. The motherfucker was hiding in the corner like a fucking ninja with a mask on and looking to shoot anybody he saw. He just happened to shoot her. And they all ran away and he shot her right in her fucking back. And oh, she startled him by running away. She scared him by running away. If you scare somebody, usually you're not running away from them, you'd be running towards them. That makes no fucking sense what you just said. Shut the fuck up. Like, for real. Shut the fuck up. And then we have um this from the governor, I believe.
Bethany McGee,
Mayor.
remember her name. She was set on fire on a CTA train by a repeat violent offender who was out on the street because of your policies. She never would have been set on fire. She would be living her life right now, but for your policies. Now, again, we have another young lady, 18-year-old Irish girl, Sheridan Gorman, who is dead at the hands of a suspect, an illegal alien, who, once again, was out on the streets because of your policies. You've spent hundreds of millions
Ask the question
of taxpayer dollars to protect these illegal aliens. You've instructed the Chicago Police Department not to turn them over to ICE. You didn't even issue a statement, which I guess is better than the statement you released.
We got it.
Announcing that Bethany McGee was an isolated incident, which is an insult, which is almost evil.
Please get to the question, sir.
Did you coordinate with Governor Pritzker not to release statements as a way of trying to diminish the death?
I think I understand your question.
Sheridan Gorman.
So there was no coordination, between me or any other level of government around this tragedy. What I can say is it is a tragedy, and look, as someone who is raising a family,
you don't have any problem interrupting me, do you?
Do you want the answer to your question?
I want to answer the question here. My work to continue to create safe and affordable communities, that work doesn't stop when we have a tragedy like this. And as we continue to grieve the loss of Sheridan and other victims who have fallen because of senseless violence, we're going to double down on our efforts to ensure that we create safe communities across the city. And we're going to continue to.
Will you apologize? Will you take this opportunity to apologize to Sheridan's parents for the policies that you promoted that directly caused her death? That suspect would not be in the city, would not be in the country, but for your policies. Will you take this opportunity to apologize to Sheridan's family?
We're all grieving the loss of Sheridan and other folks who have lost their lives because of senseless violence. And let's just be very clear, between the Safety Act and the Welcoming City Ordinance. The Welcoming City Ordinance was passed 40 years ago by the first Black mayor in the history of Chicago. And the Safety Act was passed under the governor, at that time who was a Republican, Governor Rauner. Thank you for your question.
So you will not apologize to Sheridan's parents?
Hi, Mayor.
You have no apology. You have nothing to say to them.
I want to follow up.
That is crazy. That was literally word salad. And instead of just being like, we messed up and I'm sorry to the family and we need to take this situation more seriously about having illegals in our towns who have committed crime. We have to stop pandering to them and take it more seriously and work with ICE to get these people out of our country. That's what he should have said. I could be a politician, no problem, and say those things. That's the truth right there. That's all he had to say. And everybody would have went, wow. Oh my God, that's what, That's actually really good what he said. Oh my God, I can't believe he said that. But you will never hear a Democrat say something like that when that's all he had to say. I'm sorry. If we were working with ICE, this person would have not been here. And we need to start working together with ICE to get more of these criminal illegals out of the country so that they cannot hurt innocent American citizens anymore. We need to get ICE in our jails and scoop up all the illegals that are in jails. We need to scoop up all the illegals off the street and we need to get them out of here. There is no sanctuary for illegal criminals in our state. Point blank, period. And I am sorry that my misjudgment caused a young girl to die. That is what you should have said, because that would be the truth. But instead, you saw how he wanted to throw, oh, well, the policy that a Republican put in it. Policies are supposed to change over time. You don't just keep the same fucking policies from 40, 50 years ago and not change them. Like, are you fucking stupid? Come on now. You aren't that dumb. You know that you have the ability to change a policy that was put on the books as a mayor. If there's some bullshit ass thing on there from 50 years ago that doesn't pertain to anything today, you have the right to rewrite that and change it. When whatever law he's talking about was put into place, that was before we were flooded with millions upon millions of fucking illegal aliens. So now things are different. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I would be so sick to my fucking stomach if something happened to my kids and this is how the government would act. I would be acting a straight motherfucking fool. And you know what I would be doing too? I'd be suing anybody and everybody I could get my fucking hands on. I would sue the mayor. I would sue the governor. I would sue the fucking state. I would fucking sue the fucking police department. I would sue everybody because you were all liable for that girl's death. Because if you were working with the federal government, with ICE, with Trump, none of these people would fucking be here and my kid would be alive. Your policy, your sanctuary city, your fucking bullshit acting like there's no crime in Chicago is a fucking lie. And you know it's a fucking lie. And my innocent daughter is fucking dead because of your bullshit. And you not admitting that illegals should not fucking be here. You want them here so bad for fucking votes that you will sacrifice your own people for these illegals to vote for you. And you think I'm lying? Well, listen to this.
Vote for Gavin Newsom in 2028. I vote for him because he got me released from coming home from a life sentence. Really? Yeah. Wow. So, so he didn't hold me back. He didn't hold me back. He signed off saying I'm fit for society. So yes, I would vote for Gavin Newsom. What were you locked up for? If you don't mind me asking. I was locked up for murder, carjacking, and robbery. Would you guys vote for Gavin?
Did you hear that? Gavin Newsom released a guy who had a life sentence for murder and robbery. And he said, yeah, I'll vote for Gavin Newsom because he set me free. Hell yeah, I'll vote for him. Are you fucking, that's where you're getting your votes from? Y'all just love some fucking criminals, man. You fucking love, it is stunning to me that these people that shouldn't be on the streets are on the streets. It makes no sense to me. I don't know how this shit happened. Like, goddamn, if I got in trouble, they would throw my ass under the jail. I wouldn't get no help from fucking nobody. I'd be fucking stuck. But be a murderer and you'll have Democrats on your side. Being illegal, and you'll have Democrats on your side. The shit is fucking mind blowing. Mind blowing. I'm gonna play this. I gotta pinpoint the certain part that you already saw here.
Let's really think about what happened. Democrats have been advocating for sanctuary policies, meaning local law enforcement is not going to work with immigration enforcement to get illegal aliens out of that city. They don't want to help them. They want to help protect illegal aliens. So now in their city, an illegal alien murdered a woman in cold blood. And rather than acknowledging, hey, maybe there is a problem with our policies, or this is the result of us allowing illegal aliens to stay in our city, rather than acknowledging any of that, he chooses to ignore it. So this is what you would get from Democrats. If your child or you have a family member who's murdered at the hands of an illegal immigrant, someone who should not be in this country, Democrats aren't going to apologize. Again, they don't care because they're focused on federal power. They need immigrants for federal power. Think about it. Americans are moving out of blue states and moving to red states. How do blue states offset that? With immigration, legal and illegal, both. So they're fine letting your children be murdered as long as they get to keep having illegal aliens to help them with their federal power. It's really sick when you think about it. So that's all I've got for now. Two things, guys. Don't forget to have a...
And he is 100% correct. And it is absolutely fucking despicable. Despicable. And then I have a few things that Megyn Kelly said about the murder.
Sick and tired of reporting on young American girls being killed by illegals from Venezuela.
He allegedly opened fire as the group ran.
18-year-old Sheridan Gorman. She was a first-year student at Loyola University in Chicago. Off to live her life.
Gorman and her friends were walking along the pier to see the skyline and potentially the northern lights.
He shot her as she was running away. There were so many opportunities to prevent this, and the system failed.
DHS says Medina entered the country illegally in 2023.
But the Biden administration released him. He was nabbed again.
Records show he had a misdemeanor charge in 2023 for shoplifting.
And there does not appear to have been any coordination with ICE to let them know Chicago is a sanctuary city. Illinois is sanctuary. They have a policy against doing that. Joe Biden and all the Democrats have blood on their hands. I have to be honest, they don't seem to be that moved by this. Governor Pritzker, no mention of the suspect's immigration status. Quote, the Trump administration needs to stop politicizing heinous tragedies and instead focus on real solutions. Get your fat ass in front of a camera right now and say something empathetic and apologetic about Sheridan Gorman right now. It's even worse when you look down at the mayor.
That suspect would not be in the city, would not be in the country, but for your policies. Will you take this opportunity to apologize?
Well, again, I believe that we're all grieving.
So he won't apologize. But the older woman who represents this part of Chicago, Maria Haddon,
this might have been a wrong place, wrong time. Running into a person who had a gun, they might have startled this person.
What is she saying? She may have startled the man? You mean the illegal immigrant who was there with a mask on, who chased her and shot her from behind? What are you saying? How many other daughters have to die? He had no business being here. He should have been part of the dragnet. We should not give up on the other illegals. They all need to go.
And she is not wrong. I 100% agree with everything that she said, because they do need to go. They do need to leave. It is fucking disgusting. And I am sick of fucking reporting on a murder that illegal aliens have committed. And it after a while, it's fucking annoying. Like, every time you turn around, there's a new story. This one's dead. That one's dead. This one's dead. That one's dead. It's like, come on. I've already done shows about illegal aliens killing innocent girls. Now I'm doing another one. I've done plenty of shows on illegals being here and they're not supposed to be here type of shit. And I'm making another one. And after a while, it's just like, come on, like, when are we gonna, when is this gonna stop? When is this gonna end? Here's some more of what Meg Kelly
The email that we received took my breath away. It was from a friend of Sheridan's mom, Jessica. The mom is Jessica. It turns out Jessica went to our show in Westchester this past fall when we took the show on the road. Jessica's friend Stacy sent along these photos. Stacy is the brunette. She's the friend who sent us the emails. And Sheridan's mom, Jessica, is on screen right in the striped jacket. The other woman on screen left is Jessica's twin sister, Nicole. And they look so much alike, so you probably could figure that out on your own. Look at them. Look at Jessica. She's wearing her red, white, and blue, loud and proud. So much pride in this nation, which she clearly loves. All that it could offer her and her family, her sweet daughter, Sheridan, who she was probably so excited to see off to college and probably had that tearful goodbye that moms and daughters have, and that moms have in general with their kids when they send them off to a school on a different part of the country and pray that they'll be safe. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Jessica. I'm sorry this happened to your daughter and your family. I'm sorry that the Democrat Party did not protect beautiful Sheridan. And I promise to do what Stacy asked us to do in her email to our show, which was to use this platform to help you get justice for your daughter and to do what we can to make sure no one else's child is taken too soon by someone who has no right to be here, and to hold the politicians accountable who caused it and minimize it and therefore set another person up.
said. And then this is the last thing I have that.
The MK show, we've told you about the senseless and totally avoidable murders of young American women like Laken Riley, Jocelyn Nungare, and Rachel Morin, all killed by illegal immigrants who should have never been in our country to begin with. And now it's happened again. 18-year-old Sheridan Gorman from Yorktown Heights, New York. That's in Westchester, not far from where we are, and happens to be Yorktown Heights, the area of Westchester we've talked about AOC being from. Sheridan Gorman was from Yorktown Heights. It's about an hour's drive from New York City. She was a first-year student at Loyola University in Chicago. 18 years old, first step away from her parents. I understand this. I had my first job in Chicago after I finished law school at age 24, so I was a little older than Sheridan, but I went to Chicago too as my first big step away from home. And it seems like a relatively safe place, or at least it did back when I went. It's not as large as New York City. It's a little bit more navigable. It's totally beautiful. That lakefront is completely inviting, and large parts of it are very safe, and a lot of young people hang out there at all hours, having a drink or on their way home to the bars, or just at night when they're not going to the bars, just to take in Lake Michigan, which is absolutely stunning. It looks like an ocean. And Sheridan, a first-year student, again at Loyola, around 1 a.m. on Thursday night, went out with friends to take in the city's skyline and have a look at the northern lights. That's according to her family. She was at the part of the lakefront, if you know Chicago, there's Michigan Avenue, and they call it Mag Mile. And right at the top of that is Oak Street Beach, which kind of kicks off the area that people go to and look at and hang at. And lots of people getting engaged there with the John Hancock building in the background. Well, about 7 or 8 miles just north of that is Loyola Beach, where she was with her friends, minding her own business on a spring evening. And prosecutors say that Sheridan and her group were walking near this beach when Gorman told her friends she saw someone hiding behind a lighthouse. And that's when an armed man dressed in all black, wearing a mask, emerged, causing the group to flee. Can you imagine how terrifying that would be? The man.
And we all know what happens after that. It's disgusting, and I am so fucking sick of dealing with this shit and hearing about it, and it's unbelievable. And even the president has something to say about it, and here's what he had to say.
Thursday, the precious 18-year-old college student named Sheridan Gorman was shot and killed while she was walking in a park. She was just walking in the park, didn't do anything. The illegal alien monster charged with Sheridan's brutal murder had come illegally from Venezuela and been released into our country by sleepy Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country.
And he was not wrong about this at all. And then I wanted you to hear a couple of things from different people, and not about that, not about the murder, but about illegals being here when they shouldn't be here. But then there is a past murder that I just found out about right now, and I researched it, and it is gruesome. And I'm going to get into that, but first I want to play these few videos first before I get into that.
It absolutely infuriates me because Democrats are refusing to put my children, our children, American children, over these violent, illegal criminals. That's not hypothesis. That is fact. And if you don't believe it, why don't you talk to Sheridan's parents? I just get irritated, and I can't believe this is going on in America. Democrats are back to their old chant, defund the police. I mean, that is who they are.
And that's exactly what they are, and it's disgusting. And they are more worried about these illegals than us. And I'm going to play something that proves it. And I want you to listen really carefully, and I want you to see if you can pick out what he says. I believe this is Hakeem Jeffries. Really listen to what I'm going to play you. And I want you to pick out the one specific thing that sounds fucked up. And I'm going to say it at the end of the video, and I want to know if you thought the same thing when he said it. If you were like, wait, what did he just say? Are you serious? Wow.
Why we are in a DHS shutdown right now because Republicans have refused to agree to the type of bold, transformative, meaningful, and dramatic reforms we are demanding in order for the Department of Homeland Security funding bill to move forward. But one of those demands is keep ICE out of sensitive locations. And We've defined that as schools, houses of worship, hospitals, and polling sites. And polling sites. We want an explicit prohibition that ICE can go nowhere near any polling site in the United States of America. It's one of our demands. We're not going to bend on it.
Why couldn't ICE go to a polling site? What's the big deal? I'm sorry, I'm confused. What is the big deal? The big deal is, illegals are fucking voting, and you don't want them arrested at a fucking polling site so you can get your vote. That is sick and fucking twisted, and you're the reason why things are fucking as bad as they are. And you fucking Democrats should be fucking ashamed of yourself. It is fucking sickening how you will literally sacrifice the American people for these motherfuckers who do not fucking belong here. You don't belong here. Now, here's a guy in New Jersey who talks about illegal, and I'm going to play part of it.
ICE at every turn. Right. Because this mass immigration illegal push, citizens of our state have been hurt and even killed. I share often the reason I support ICE is for Maria, that person right there, killed by an illegal immigrant, and her daughter, Denaria, 11 years old, who had 3 previous DUIs, and was let out to drive in the state and killed them. Still upsets me every day I look at their faces. How about the illegal from Mexico who threw a rock at a window of a bus from a girl on a Jersey turnpike, fracturing her skull? She was 8 years old. He had no business being in our states. Right. Democrats keep protecting these people. They have not even acknowledged their existence here. Yet they'll say things like F ICE and no kings. Is really telling that installed governor Vicky Sherrill pushed for a portal to rat against ICE, but couldn't give a damn about reporting illegals that hurt and killed our citizens. Awful. I have a couple of questions for you people of New Jersey today. Do you, the people of New Jersey, want to pay over $7 billion of your hard-earned dollars? No. Do you, the people, want to see our voter rolls clean, making sure illegals aren't voting in our elections? Yes. Do you, the people of New Jersey, want to see illegals stop getting driver's licenses? Yes. Do you, the people, want New Jersey to stop being a sanctuary state? Yes. What I want each and every one of you to do is speak up. The other side wants to control the narrative here in the state and silence you. Right. You can be the difference, each and every one of you, and change things here for the better. Let's start working at building up our base, our groups, our...
Okay. So now, before I get into this next story, I'm going to read a little bit so you kind of understand what this woman is talking about. So this is Jennifer Bowes. She was abused by an illegal migrant freed under sanctuary laws. Okay, and here is the story. So DHS has released a video honoring the life of an Illinois woman whose body was allegedly stuffed in a storage container and doused with bleach by an illegal migrant who walked free until he was arrested by federal authorities. The body of Megan Bowes was discovered in April 2025 by officers with the Waukegan Police Department. The 37-year-old who was reported missing a month earlier was found in a container in a backyard belonging to Luis Mendoza Gonzalez, a Mexican citizen, DHS said. Bowes was allegedly visiting Mendoza, who claimed that she was under the influence of drugs. He told the investigators that he found Bowes unresponsive at one point, believing she died of an overdose. Mendoza left her body in the basement for days before throwing it away in a garbage can in his yard, eventually pouring bleach on her corpse and leaving her there for nearly 2 months. Mendoza was charged with concealing the body, abusing a corpse, 2 counts of concealing the death of a person, and obstructing justice, all felonies, but none detainable offenses under Illinois sanctuary law. What? What? So he can't be arrested based off of sanctuary laws for that? But if you were an American, you would be in fucking jail for the rest of your fucking natural life. That shit should make you mad. That should make you really fucking mad that they get breaks while the American people get the book slapped in their fucking face. They would put you under the fucking jail for this if you're an American citizen. And he gets nothing. After a court hearing, Lake County Judge Bruno released Mendoza from custody. He was eventually arrested by U.S. immigration ICE officers in Chicago on July 19, 2025. Our hearts break for the family of Megan Bose, a victim of an illegal alien crime completely abandoned by the sanctuary policies of Illinois and J.B. Pritzker, and DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin. This is why we do what we do under the leadership of President Trump and Secretary Noem. Obviously, this was old because obviously Noem is not at the head of DHS anymore, but whatever. Is prioritizing the lives of the innocent American victims by illegal aliens. McLaughlin noted that 70% of ICE arrests are of illegal migrants or charged with convictions of crimes in the U.S. In a video honoring Bose, her mother, Jennifer Bose, criticized the treatment of ICE officers as they continue to target criminal illegals, immigrants across the country. In Minneapolis, federal authorities have clashed with agitators during enforcement operations, resulting in deadly shootings in 2 cases. I hate that ICE is being treated the way they are. Please hold strong. Please keep doing it. Please don't give up. I know for me, I'm so grateful that you're doing it. And there's so many people who are grateful that you're doing that. Every crime that has been committed by somebody who does not belong here is a crime that could have been prevented. It didn't happen. It, it didn't have to happen. They're doing horrible things to people like Illinois Governor Pritzker are protecting them anyway. We're just asking to get rid of the criminals who hurt our families. The Trump administration has sued several states over sanctuary laws, which critics say protect illegal immigrants and criminals while posing a public safety risk. The administration sued Illinois and several other states over the matter. In July 25, a federal judge dismissed the suit against Illinois, citing overreach by the federal government. What? What? Oh my, wow, bro. I, wow. I can't even, I don't understand it. Like, what in the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? So, here is a video I have of this woman on.
She's an angel mom. She's with me now, and good morning to you, Jennifer. Tough doing here, right? Your daughter Megan went missing last February. She was found dead, and illegal was charged with concealing your daughter's body. I picked up on this comment. You said your stories and all the stories of angel families are ignored.
Yes,
all
they
of
are.
them.
They are. They make the news. Some of them that are more egregious, more sensational, and then when that shock is over, people forget. People forget about them. They're not talked about, and people dismiss them as being included with the same on the same level as every other crime committed here in the United States by other citizens, and it's just different. It's different.
Jennifer, you heard the soundbite from the mayor of Chicago. You heard the soundbite from the governor of Illinois. I understand the governor has not reached out to you. Maybe
Not
that
at all.
changes, but they seem to see that the White House and the president is to blame here. Do you understand?
How dare
that?
they?
Do you understand that logic?
No, not at all. Governor Pritzker needs to point the finger directly at himself. These are his policies, his laws that they enacted with their super blue majority in this state. Nobody has had a choice. They have run us over with these policies that protect these illegal aliens above and beyond the citizens of Illinois. And it is absolutely despicable. They came here undetected. Then they come to these sanctuary cities where they're protected from being arrested, detained. You're not allowed to even ask what their status is. They get benefits. They can get a 4-year driver's license, a regular 4-year driver's license, and they can work jobs. There are multiple times that these illegal aliens who have come here undetected, we don't know who they are. We don't know their background. We don't know what they're here for. There are multiple times that these people can be arrested, detained, and deported, as they should be. But Governor Pritzker insists that he needs to protect them all, and it is for political power and nothing more.
In this case with Sheridan Gorman, he was caught by the system twice and then let go. The statement from the family struck us, and we read it yesterday, and we want to share it yet again. They say, we're gravely disappointed by the policies and failures that allow this individual to remain in a position to commit this crime. When systems fail, whether through release decisions, lack of coordination, or unwillingness to act, the consequences are not abstract. They are real. And in our case, they are permanent.
Mm-hmm.
You've lived it. You're still living it today.
I am.
What's the Gorman family in for now?
They're going to have to fight for themselves and for their daughter. They're going to have to fight for that justice because Illinois does not give it to you. It's not compassion. It's not humane what they're doing. Like I said, it's political, and people are outraged that families are being separated and all of this, but they're being separated by a border. As another angel mom says, Agnes Givney, she says, we're separated by 6 feet of dirt and a coffin. That's forever.
Jennifer, you speak very well for your daughter.
And that was the mother of that was the mother of what was her name again? Something Bose. I gotta remember this. And Jennifer Bose. So Jennifer Bose is the mother, but Megan Bose. That's the victim name. And that was just a sick ass crime, and nobody is held accountable for it, and that is just not fucking fair. What blows my mind is he could do all that to a body, right? But if you're a drug dealer, okay, and somebody takes your drugs and you overdose on those drugs and they trace those drugs back to you, you will go to jail for fucking murder. But this girl supposedly ODs in this guy's vicinity or house or whatever. He doesn't call for help, instead sticks her body in some fucking trash bin thing and douses her with fucking bleach and fucking leaves her there to rot. Basically desecrating the fucking body and all kinds of shit, and that's okay. Nothing happens. It's fine. It's whatever. And this is the last thing I'm going to play on this episode.
Want these illegals out of our fucking country. That's a fucking American mandate. And these people are continuously creating disruption to prevent, like, if they believed in and they believed in, like, the will of the people, then, yeah, protest, but stay the fuck out of the way. You might not like it, but most of America wants it. Yeah. And now we have this situation on social media where they're trying to flip the narrative like most people don't want it. They're using the bot networks and the media playbook, and here's all these actresses and actors and all these people speaking out again. And it's like, dude, did you guys not learn? We want these illegals out of our fucking country. That's a fucking American mandate. And these people are continuously creating disruption to prevent, like, if they believed in democracy and they believed in, like, the will of the people, then, yeah, protest, but stay the fuck out of the way. You might not like it, but the reality is most of America wants it. Yeah. And now we have this situation on social media where they're trying to flip the narrative like most people don't want it. They're using the bot networks and the media playbook, and here's all these actresses and actors and all these people speaking out again. And it's like, dude, did you guys not learn? We want.
And that is the fucking full truth. We want these motherfuckers out of our country. We do not want them here anymore. Get them the fuck out. Get the criminals the fuck out. Get them out. You can work on the innocent fucking the only law they broke was breaking into the country. You could deal with that later. Get these fucking criminal pieces of shit out of the fucking country now. They do not need to fucking be here. It is gross. It is a gross injustice. American young girls are the ones who are paying the price for these monsters to fucking be here, and it is not fair. Our kids are dying on the streets from fucking fentanyl that's coming from fucking Mexico, and they're fucking hauling it in, and they're bringing it in from China and wherever the fuck. All these fucking illegals bringing in all these fucking drugs, and they're killing our fucking kids that way. Then on top of it, you have them just flat out murdering them. It's too much. It has to stop. Something has to fucking give. And this is it. This is the last fucking straw. And I pray to God that I do not have to do another episode like this again. But I promise you, I will. As long as the Democrats keep doing what they're doing, there will be another episode on people dying because of illegal migrants. So I hope you have a wonderful day and stay safe out there, guys.
Like my first time that I caught fire.